Oh, show.
Yes, even our lovely cans of soda have been mixed up amongst the brown boxes.
Oh.
Alrighty, looks like we got some audio, and it looks like our runners are about to start here. Just like in the vanilla game, all of our runners will be starting with the steel armor. That's just bog standard for the randomizer. And I don't have a countdown, so chat, whenever we get started, we'll go ahead and kick this off.
Oh, by the way, shall I? Yeah.
Sorry about that, Kevin. You cut out there. What were you saying?
Should I go ahead and explain the change with Benjamin Sprite?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, if you see how Benjamin Sprite is, in the vanilla, it's his usual color, but in this one, we kind of managed to code it into where his sprite is a bit of a different color. It's basically considered an option too.
Yep, so when you go to ffmqrando.net, at the bottom of all of your seed selection settings, you're going to be able to see a little toggle there that says randomize Ben Sprite, and whenever you generate a seed with that toggled, you'll get some funky colors on Ben.
It will not affect the gameplay though. That is for sure.
And it looks like our runners are getting started now.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like we're starting with bombs. Now, this is arguably one of the better starts for amongst runners in the community. And Demon running straight for Tristram, while RPG checking the old man in the level forest as a start here, and getting Blizzard as their pickup. Just for sanity's sake, I am running the tracker tonight, chat. So only key items are on the tracker. Unfortunately, I will not be keeping spells on there, but RPG Check just picked up Exit, so this is guaranteed to be a fast seed tonight.
Oh,
You
yeah,
love to
no
see
doubt.
early Exit.
Oh yeah, early exit is lovely. Saves you a lot
Mhm.
more problems in the long run.
Yeah. So what that means for people who might not be familiar, Exit lets you either banish enemies to the Shadow Realm in battles, or let you exit the dungeon just like the warp spell would in Final Fantasy. So our runners essentially now only have to do half of the dungeons. They could get to the very end and just exit out, so long as they have the right white charges. Both of our runners here opting to take the Sand Temple Battleground here. This is our first key item pickup, and we get an axe. So nice. Vanilla axe. At the And Demon now backtracking to the level forest to check the old man, and probably going to go to Foresta.
To answer your question, no, the party members are not randomized.
Yep, so the way our party members work tonight is our party members will be in their vanilla locations at the start, but we can swap party members whenever we would like, and they're never going to be banished by your party, banished out of your party. So all of those story progressions where party members get kicked out for those reasons, those have been removed. And what will happen essentially is as you get items from our party members here. So on RPG Chick's screen, she's about to get the item from Tristram 1. He's handing off the elixir. So what this means now is where you would find Tristram in the next part in vanilla, which would be the Fireberg Inn. Once you swap for another party member, you'll find Tristram in that inn, and not only will he give you another item, but you can get his second version, which is, I believe, level 28. And that's how we're going to be working with our partners tonight. So we're only ever going to be swapping them. If you do unlock their level 2 versions, you will have to swap out a different partner and then go back to where that partner's found. So after you give Kaylee the elixir, she's going to be found in the second floor of the Windia Inn. After you get the cat claw, quote unquote, item from Phoebe in the Wintry Cave, you're going to be able to find her in the first floor of the Windia Inn. And Tristram is going to be hanging out in the Fireberg Inn, and Ruben's always going to be at home because he loves his family.
Well, we also know that Demon picked up his cat claw and the elixir.
Mm-hmm. And it's looking like this might be an early Aquarius seed. We still have not gotten a coin yet, though, but we should be getting a coin from one of these two chests over here by Skullsaurus Rex. And bombs are not only going to make this a much easier run because of how much damage they do, but they're also going to offer our runners consistent damage. For those of you who might not know, bombs can never miss, whether you're blind or, you know, what other status ailments you might have. They almost are essentially coded like magic. So they're going to be the most consistent form of damage our runners have available to them. However, they cannot crit. So that is the only downside to them.
Yep, that's pretty accurate if you ask me.
And Skullosaurus is giving a bit of a hard time to RPG Check here with those quakes. Not only is it probably one of the heaviest dealing damage attacks that our Rex can deal, also the slowest. So, but RPG making quick work of the dinosaur. And of course, we do still have to watch the cutscene.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see what we get from these two chests.
Flare.
This is an early loaded seed and the river coin.
Yeah, that means Firebug straight out.
And that's almost that's pretty good for our runners here. We often like to call Fireberg the hub of the world. What we essentially mean is, besides Foresta, you can get to the other two regions as long as you have the appropriate crests and items from Fireberg. So all our runners need to get to Windia from Fireberg is the multi-key and the Mobius crest. And getting to Aquaria is as simple as going to the vendor's house and using the Gemini crest if they find it. Let's see if RPG Jack trades out Tristram. It looks like she is before she takes on that battleground north of the Focus Tower. Also checking vendor here. Let's see if she needs to do get some shopping money. Aegis Shield being sold by the vendor. That's definitely something I would personally want to grab, as it gives you the petrification immunity status.
Yep.
And RPG Check opting to pick up Ruben 1. And to unlock Ruben 2, all she has to do is go to the mines and initiate a cutscene where Ruben will or will not save his dad, depending on if he has mega grenades. And Tristan giving out the sand coin, that definitely has opened up the world to our runners here.
Yeah, definitely. And now we have RPG Chick going into the battlefield to see what she'll get from here.
Yeah, Battlefield's being a good choice early on, not only for their EXP gain, but also for the fact that they contain those key items. And we'll see if she does another Battleground to get some shopping money to get some items from our vendors here.
Mm-hmm. What I'm curious is what the Aquaria vendor will sell her.
Yeah, well, time will tell. Demon opting to go to the Battleground south of mines here. The only downside to that versus the option that RPG chose first is you can sometimes get these double red cap formations, which are status ailment heavy. However, Ruben should be tanky enough to get these guys down, given enough time and patience and a little bit of luck here.
Yeah, but you also gotta watch out for the confusion, because that's gonna mess him up.
Yeah, he is wont to hit himself in the face with that Morningstar. RPG Chick getting Excalibur from that first Battleground, and it looks like she's going down to the north of Focus Tower Battleground to get 900 GP from this Battleground. Should be all she needs to get all of her items. She'll be about 100 GP short, but with all the encounters she'll probably run into, she'll have just enough money to get all 3 vendor items if she needs those.
Yeah, extra money does help with that.
Mm-hmm. And I can't tell if Demon left that battleground or I just missed what item he got, but it looks like he doubled back to the Excalibur battleground, opting to take on some easier enemies first before beefing up and going back and getting revenge on those south of mines battleground enemies.
Yeah, I can understand why too.
Yeah, like I said, those red caps can be nasty with their status elements. Getting confusion on Ruben and getting smacked in the face with a 700 damage Morningstar is nothing to scoff at. Definitely not a position I would want to be in. And it looks like RPG Chick is going to go in for that Aegis Shield, not only for the status immunities, which will help her with the Medusa fight if she opts in for it, but also give her a bit of extra defense here, making some clever use of that exit there to get out of there. No siege shopping, though. Oh, no, never mind. I lied. She used exit to get to the other side of the town and just get to seeds quicker.
But yes, yes, early Excalibur, which means she can actually get into Ice Pyramid once she gets to Aquaria.
She can also deal a hefty chunk of damage with that sword. And it looks like she's about to double down on some shopping money here, getting a good formation from that 1200 GP battle.
You cough or something?
Sorry about that. But yeah, no, you always want to see these double formations versus these triples before you get a hold of good spells. Ben does have Flare, but he's too low level to make use of those charges. Right now, if RPG Chick were to use a siege, she'd probably only get 1 or 2 charges. And to burn through your seed supply early can be a little bit of a time waster. And seeing some nice damage there. Sorry, go ahead, Kevin.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I ran into that problem before, but I usually end up conserving it.
Yeah, so strategically using your seeds, especially early on here, is definitely going to give the difference between our runners in terms of the time advantage they have over each other. RPG Chick getting tired of these mobs and just opting to use this flare, deciding that she's going to get enough cash on this battleground and she's got the money to waste. Or not waste, but spend. And yes, battlegrounds can have required items. 5 battlegrounds in the overworld contain key item drops. Now, whether or not they're go mode items is another thing entirely because of the randomizer. However, the battlegrounds south of Mines, north of Focus Tower 2N, west of the Sand Temple, south of Aquaria, and north of Libra Temple are all our key item drops. And if that sounds confusing to you, chat, don't worry. If you do decide to join the community Discord in the general channel, we do have a spreadsheet outlining where all the vanilla item drops are. So if you decide to run these seeds for yourself, thinking that you want to give this a try, that's available as a new resource for runners. And Demon RHK also picking up his Aegis Shield. And getting our early levels out from both of our runners here. Nice crits from Excalibur there. You love to see that 1200 just pop up above those enemies' heads. For those of you who might not be familiar, the sword not only has good amount of damage since it is the Excalibur sword, the third sword you get in the game, it also gives a speed bonus stat to Ben here. The claw weapons will give Ben a +5 to his magic, and the axe will give a strength bonus, but the accuracy is something that has left to be desired. But this randomizer does give our runners an opportunity to have all these weapons have their niche uses put on display here for you.
Yep.
And getting the noble armor from that battleground, not a bad reward for that. For some of those longer fights there.
Yep.
And going, both of our runners going into the mines here. Looks like they're opting to get Ruben too early to make use of some of that white magic, and also potentially freeing Ruben's dad if our runners get a mega grenade drop here. Getting a sun coin from RPG Chick, and our demon is not far behind. RPG Chick opting to use exit, and it looks like she's. Looks like she was debating for a second on whether she should leave and check the Sun Coin chest or just go in and defeat the Djinn. Looks like she's opting to go in and take down that Djinn.
Yeah, Djinn is a tough boss, depending on how prepared you are.
Yeah. But both of our runners here pretty much neck and neck. It's anybody's game at this point. No major divergence yet, besides a few decisions with the battlegrounds. But options are available, but it looks like both of our runners are opting to take the same routes here. And enemy spawn locations have not been removed. We got a good question from the chat. They've not been removed. We've just decided to shuffle them. So there is an enemy density setting in the seed. We've set enemy density to 50% of vanilla, and we've opted to randomize their locations. But worry not, chat. They will not get in the way of any major grapple points or any other progression points like mega grenade throws. All that has been tested and vetted by Wild Ham to make sure that that won't happen. And it looks like Ruben's handed out a free steel shield to those who want it. But Ruben's dad is still trapped up there behind that boulder for now. RPG Chick making a beeline for the volcano. I guess having that Aegis shield there, definitely inspiring the confidence to go ahead and just take out Medusa. Without being worried about being petrified. Demon RHK looks like he's about to go back and swap out for Ruben 2. And I missed what RPG Chick just got. My apologies, chat.
Yeah, I didn't see it either. So you're not the only one. Oh, apparently according to Nachi Bio in chat, apparently she got the Venus key.
Thank you. So yeah, that Venus key opens up a lot of options. Looks like RPG Chick might be considering, with Wake Water on the table, going to Aquaria and checking four checks there, including Spencer's Cave and north of Focus Tower. And no, chat, unfortunately, I am trying to keep a track of all this myself. I am also running the tracker, so if I miss anything, please bear with me, and I'm always welcoming help from the chat and keeping things straight, because watching these two runners blaze through their pickups on top of keeping track of things is a little daunting sometimes. And Demon RHK
gets his Demon RHK gets his Venus key.
And it looks like he's going to be heading up to Volcano, looking to finish off Medusa. While he's there, RPG Chick stopping at that battleground south of Aquaria to see what key item she's going to get before she thaws out the land. And it looks like she got the magic mirror, which will help if she decides to go into Ice Pyramid.
Yep.
For those of you who don't know, there's two items in the game, the gas mask and the magic mirror, that help reveal enemy locations in those respective areas. So the magic mirror will render enemies visible in the ice pyramid, and the gas mask will make enemies visible in the foggy areas of Volcano. Demon starting his fight with Medusa here. With Ruben 2 in the party, though, this should not be a long fight. An RPG Chick coming up on Spencer's Cave here. Let's see what the old man has to offer. Getting the Sky Coin from the chest and the Gemini Crest from the old man. Two very good pickups for mobility in the world, and RPG Chick has all her coins. And looks like she's checking the vendor in Aquaria as well for good measure. Tree Wither. Nice, and it looks like she's purchasing the Tree Wither and may potentially go back and get Kaylee, get that knocked out. And it looks like she's opting to go to Wintry Cave instead. And Medusa drops the Moon Helmet. Very good defensive armor. Gives our runners defense from fire damage, which will help them all the way up to the Dark King.
Oh, yeah.
And Phoebe's handing out the Mobius Crest, another Go Mode item, looking like a big payout for RPG Chick here going to Aquaria. Still missing the Captain's Cap and the Thunder Rock, though, and Mega Grenades and Dragon Claw. So not all the way there yet, but making good progress on some mighty annoying items that some runners can be stuck looking for.
Very true. I ran into problems like that before as well. Now we have Demon RHK going to the basement of Focus Tower, and he's got Quake.
Boo, the worst black magic spell in the game, but it is a check out of the way. So one more location to check off the tracker there. And Demon also looking like he's going to be running to Aquaria. So again, a little bit of a convergence from our runners here. Remembering to stop here and check this chest from the Focus Tower and getting his magic ring before progressing. And RPG Chick's about to find out what's behind Mr. Squid here as she turns him into Calamari with that flare spell.
Oh yeah. I always love try to try calamari at this point.
And down he goes. Not a big squid tonight. And getting the battle axe from that chest. Battle axe is not needed for go mode, but it is needed to check the alive forest. So if either of our runners decide to dip into Windia early, they will be able to make the giant axe chest check with any axe weapon while they're there.
Now we have RPG Chick going towards the exit battlefield and hitting it off. See what we get from there.
And Demon RHK getting his Gemini Crest and Sky Coin from Spencer's Cave. Loving that pickup there. And Optin, looks like they ran out of white charges there. So refilling on a seed and then Optin to exit out. Now going to go check the vendor.
And he now gets his tree wither.
Yep, so I'll be interested to see if he makes a beeline for the other locations in Aquaria or if he's going to just get Kaylee out of the way early. And it looks like he's clearing out the battleground south of Aquaria here. Both of our runners getting their battlegrounds out of the way early here. I think with the seed settings, we've seen most runners finish the game at roughly about level 18 to 20, just given the enemy density and the amount of XP that they've been gaining from these fights. An RPG Chick getting a gas mask from that battleground north of Liber Temple there should help her out should she decide to go back to Volcano.
Yeah.
And we get from the first Venus Key chest
the Dragon
Claw. Great pickup there. And the Libra Crest.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good. But yeah, that'll just about let her 100% Aquaria if she decides to, or since she has the Dragon Claw now, she could technically go to Windy and knock out either Pazuzu's Tower or the Giant Tree or Mount Gale, getting Meteor from the Old Man and Libra Temple here. And so the world is literally our runner's oyster here as they're both running around the same paths. So it's just a matter of where everything else is now. And it looks like the only things we're missing now are Mega Grenades, the Captain's Cap, and Thunder Rock.
Now we have RPG Chick actually going to Falls Base and try get ready to nuke the snow crab in the fried crab legs.
Indeed. Yeah, this flare spell should make short work of this crab here. Also a good smack with Giant Axe if either of our runners had happened to have that. Does a nice chunk of damage as well. Both of our runners making use of some slightly different puzzle movement techniques here in the Fall Basin, but ultimately reaching the same conclusion here as they make this formation with the pillars to get quick access to the crab. And RPG Chick takes him on first. Let's see what this crab drops.
We got a thunder on the way, and now we got some nukes into the fray.
Yeah, well, it looks like our side enemies here are rolling some heavy HP. Those fish usually deep fried by that first flare spell, but hanging on tight for a second one. That's right, chat. We are facing a crab battle.
And the crab is fried up like a miss me. And we got thunder.
Yep. Arguably the worst wizard spell to get, but if you don't have any wizard spells, it does help out in a pinch. So let's see if both of our runners are going to take on the Ice Pyramid here. Demon contemplating, and also opting for Ice Pyramid. So both of our runners again converging on the same locations here. Venus shield pickup, if I'm not mistaken, from that first chest, Kevin.
Yeah, that's right.
Awesome. So, since our runners already have the Aegis Shield, for those of you who may be concerned, any lower level equipment pickups that our runners receive will not override their higher level pickups. So, for instance, if either of our runners get the Steel Sword later in the run, they will not lose Excalibur. They will be forced to hold on to it as soon as they pick it up, but all they have to do is switch their weapons, and they'll be back to the strongest weapon in their possession. Same thing with armor. They don't necessarily have to swap it because you can't do that in this game, but any armor they pick up will automatically default their status to the runners as the most powerful piece.
Mm-hmm.
And if anyone's interested in running this themselves or generating their own seed, again, I will go ahead and drop mention of ffmqrando.net. That's where you can find this randomizer. You will need a 1.1 ROM to run this game, preferably the US version. But the website's laid out great. It has all the tooltips available over all the settings. So in case you're unfamiliar or you're just using it for the first time, you'll be able to walk yourself through that experience and generate a seed and get going. If you need more help with that, there's also a link on that page to the community Discord. Feel free to join us. There's tons of runners either doing tournaments like we're seeing here tonight or just doing casual runs, races, and just overall having a good time chatting about the randomizer here. This has only been available for about a year. Is that right, Kevin?
Yeah. Pretty much.
And I would say the only reason RPG Chick is running Phoebe over Ruben is because she opted to check the Wintry Cave first. I don't believe Demons made a trip to the Wintry Cave to have Phoebe checked, completed, or fight the giant squid. Is that right?
Yep.
But Demon making use of, I believe this is Ruben 2 right now, so he has access to the white spell. We'll see how much of a difference that makes for the Ice Golem here, although with both of our runners having Flare, I don't think that'll make that much of a difference.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm ready to see some fat numbers rolled on Ice Golem. Typically, a cast of Flare on our Ice Golem here will do about 4,000 damage from Ben. So we'll see how much HP that Golem really has by the end.
Who knows? Maybe the Ice Golem could have a really bulky HP.
Could be. And for those of you wondering why RPG Chick was taking her time with those steps there, Demon just demonstrated. Unfortunately, I just missed what item she got.
She got the Knight Sword.
Thank you. And white from the chest from falling down. So the reason our runners might be a little cautious along those walkways there is, if you haven't noticed, Ben's movement speed has been doubled from the vanilla game. That's in overworld and in dungeons. So both of our runners taking a little extra bit of caution here and tapping their way around these corners to make sure they don't have incidents like Demon had where they fall off the platforms, losing a little bit of time there.
Oh yeah, I had that issue many times. I have experience with that.
I don't think if you're new or you've been running this for a long time now, I think everybody falls every now and again just because of how different that speed input is. And RPG Chick at the Golem now. Let's see how fast this big boy goes down. Fat damage from that flare, and say goodbye, Mr. Snowman.
And RPG Chick lit up the second crystal, which is the water.
Yep. And no, your eyes do not deceive you, chat. Because Wake Water has been used and the aquarium has been technically thawed out, the game is coded to show a crystal there, since that's one of the trigger animations. Getting Cure from the chest from the Ice Golem, not what you want to see, but not awful drops either. So essentially our runners are getting kitted out here. RPG Chick making her way out with a quick exit though, so not much time lost there. And let's see if she decides to go pick up Kaylee and go to Windia, or if she's going to opt to go back to Fireburg. Demon also wrapping up Ice Golem with a quick 1-2 combo of White and Flare. Easy peasy.
Yep, it looks like RPG Chick is actually going after Kaylee.
Yep, neither of our runners have access to Mega Grenades yet, which is a Go Mode item. So our runners will need Mega Grenades before they can make their way to the Dark King. I imagine that's probably top priority. For those just joining us, our runners still need Mega Grenades, the Thunder Rock, and the Captain's Cap. And it looks like Demon has not gotten his Mobius Crest yet either. I believe Mobius Crest was handed out in Wintry Cave. And it looks like Demon's about to pick up Phoebe and make those checks now.
Now we have RPG chick going in the Minotaur. And instant
Ooh.
kill.
Gets the petrification proc on the Minotaur there. Not even numbers, just say goodbye. And I missed what that was. It flashed so quickly. I think it was the Apollo helmet.
No, it was the Charm Claw from Kaylee.
Thank you. I saw a flash and it looked like it was yellow for a second. I was like, maybe that was the Apollo helmet, but no, thank you for keeping me straight there, chat. And Kevin, that is the Charm Claw. Yep, and having access to level 2 Kaylee gives you another key item check. So once you swap out Kaylee, she'll be in the second floor of the Windia Inn, and she will be available to talk to for another key item check. So it looks like RPG Chick is going to be making her way to Windia. I wonder if she's going to stop in the Alive Force before or come back after she picks up Phoebe 2.
Oh, sorry about earlier. My jack just got yanked out.
Oh, good. No audio issues on our end.
Alright.
Taking an accidental encounter there. That can happen sometimes with the inputs and the speed that our runners are given. It looks like RPG Chick is going to be checking the giant axe chest. I'll be interested to see if she just does a full clear of giant tree here, or if she will exit as soon as she checks this.
A question from Gwyneth asked, ooh, will we get Goon Kid this run?
I'm not familiar with Goon Kid, I'm sorry. And I just missed what RPG Chick got from that chest.
I didn't see it either, so you're not the only one.
Apologies about that. Heal. So nothing worth mentioning. I'm kidding. Heal can come in clutch if you do not have access to the life spell. And Kaylee handing out the multi-key.
Yep, which means she has access to the old guy. And RPG Chick just got the Apollo helm from the Windia vendor.
Nice. So not too far off.
Mm-hmm. Very, very so. Silver, no. The tree has not moved unless you've beaten Gidra, like usual.
And the Hermit handing out the Captain's Cap. RPG Chick now 2 items away from go mode here, only missing the Mega Grenades and a Thunder Rock. Looks like she's going to be opting to go check Volcano and maybe even Lava Dome. We'll see if that pans out. Meanwhile, Demon RHK going back to get Kaylee 1 and 2 knocked out of the way.
Mm-hmm. By the way, she already checked guy from the multi-key already?
Yes, he handed out the Captain's Cap, so...
okay.
She is 2 items away from go mode. Having the mask there looks like it didn't help out too much, as there was no enemies available on the fog floors. Not usually an enemy-rich area, but it never hurts to have that mask just in case.
Yeah.
Thunder Rock and Mega Grenades, because as a reminder to our runners here, you need Mega Grenades to free max ship from that little cliff from Spencer's Cave, and you need the Thunder Rock to generate the Rainbow Road to get to that section of Spencer's Cave. So, and then lastly, you need your Mega Grenades to blow up that little skull before you can grapple to the south of the Doom Tower entrance. So,
Apparently, she got the Moon Helm from after being Medusa.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like she's saying no to Lava Dome. A lot of our runners do like to make that decision because, if I'm being honest with the chat, if you don't have Mega Grenades, you're already missing out on 2 item checks that you can get from Lava Dome. So a lot of our runners will opt to instead go to somewhere else like RPG Chick is doing, going to Pazuzu's Tower, because you don't need Mega Grenades here. You just need an Axe and Dragon Claw. And it looks like we got some birds guarding the entrance. Now for chat tonight, I want to go ahead and reassure you all that there is a toggle in the randomizer that makes dungeons a little less frustrating. So what that's going to do is remove all the enemy encounters from the stairways in Pazuzu's Tower, making those less of a slog. It's also going to add a little bit of shortcut cut-ins in Ice Pyramid, and it's going to add an extra grapple point in the giant tree. And Demon RHK getting his heal from that chest there in the Alive Forest. And now making his way to the vendor in Windia. Let's see if he opts in to buy the Apollo helmet. Saying no to the... Oh, never mind. Misclick on his end. He's like, no, wait, that's the Apollo helmet. I want that. That's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
And picking up Phoebe 2 here. So she can, so he can go check Kaylee and get his multi-key.
Now we have RPG Chick climbing up the tower to find her first chest.
And Demon's about to go pick up his captain's cap.
Alright. He now has it.
There we go. So both of our runners basically neck and neck here, just slight variance in their decisions with their routing, but at this point it's anybody's game still. Both of our runners very close together. Demon looking like he's pondering what he wants to do next. Looks like he's considering going to max ship, but maybe not remembering that you need to blow up the Spencer's Cave before you can get the max ship.
And Kaylee just picked up the Giant's Axe from the chest of the Flare spell.
Thank you. I was busy watching Demon's screen. Looks like he's opting for Mount Gale, so a little bit of divergence here. Dualahan being a very fast check compared to Pazuzu's Tower, but only having one chest available, so this could be the gamble that helps or hinders our runners here.
And the second chest, she gets a Mega Grenade.
RPG Chick picking up her Mega Grenade. She is one item away from Go Mode here, chat. All she needs is a Thunder Rock, and she is on her way to the Dark King. Let's check Demon's side, see if he's about to get that Thunder Rock from the Dualahan here.
And it looks like RPG Chick is actually going after Pazuzu at this time.
Yep, since you're here, you might as well chase down that big bird instead of having to backtrack for him. A bit of a conga line in the way here. And Demon loaded up on magic. I don't suspect this Dualahan fight will take long, but it does look like he's rolled a bit chunky here, so...
Yeah.
It's a matter of keeping Ben alive for this fight, and whether or not to take gambles on some of these moves and pick him up, or just stick with Phoebe and deal that damage.
Yeah, considering Dualahan has always been bulky, it's to be expected.
Yep. With two whites here, I imagine next round we'll see Dualahan go down, and I'm excited to see what's going to come out of this chest. Demon opting to finish off with the Excalibur instead of wasting the time to get seeds in Ben, and Dualahan's down. Let's see what he gets. Life. So not a go mode item, but definitely an item our runners like to see before taking on Dark King. Life is going to be basically a strategy changer for our runners here. Running Dark King without life is basically triage on Phoebe to make sure she never goes down, and it can often slow up our runners, so having life available to them will help speed up those fights.
Yeah. Trust me, life has saved my butt many times against Dark King. Especially when he throws fucking twice Mega Flare on her.
Indeed, and Demon looking like he's going to go Giant Tree here instead of opting for Pazuzu's Tower. Let's see if that pays off for him and see if Ghidra is holding on to our Thunder Rock here. Meanwhile, RPG Chick gearing up to face the big bird himself, stupid sexy Pazuzu. Of course, I'm referring to his third form phase. Let's see how the big bird is tonight.
Will he be will he be bad, or will he be fried like a bird dinner?
I do enjoy me some fried chicken, and it looks like we rolled a paper Pazuzu here, already down the form 2, I imagine, and yep, there he goes. Not much of that French girl pose tonight, just making some deep fried chicken and moving on with life.
Yeah. And the third crystal has been lit. The Sky Crystal.
Yep, and thank you for the updates, Silver Millsley. I've never heard it revert to Goon Kid, but I think I've heard it once or twice now that you've mentioned it, but so thank you. And I don't believe our runners are going to be checking that cutscene. It is optional after you defeat Ghidra. You do not have to check that cutscene to access the chest in the giant tree. And it looks like we get a tin can, aka the steel helmet, from Pazuzu here. So RPG chick making her play. It looks like she's going back to Fireburg, maybe opting to go save Ruben's dad. Or even finish Lava Dome here.
She's going after Ruben's dad.
Yep. So gonna check Aaron here after blowing up the boulder. For eagle-eyed viewers here, keep an eye on Ben's feet as he steps on that location. You might see some familiar shoes just magically spawn out of his legs. I love seeing Ruben's sprite pop in like that every time. And Demon navigating the quick drop section here, and he succeeds. Good job on that one. That's also a trigger spot for newer runners, having to quickly let go and re-grab that A button without falling all the way down.
And from Arion, we get Cupid Locket. That's pretty good. Cause that's sorry.
Go ahead.
It prevents confusion, has resistance to water, and a lot of stuff.
Indeed. So not a go mode item for our runners, but it will definitely help buff them up. RPG Chick opting to go check Lava Dome now. Probably one of the least liked locations amongst the community, but it is 3 chests dense. So it's just a matter of...
She attained the steel sword from the first chest she checked.
Yep. So 0 for 3 here. Let's hope the second chest gives out better goodies. If not, she will have to fight the Wyvern to get that final boss check, and potentially our Thunder Rock is hidden there, or like Demon's taking a gamble on, it could be behind the big tree. So again, still anybody's race here. Both of our runners 1 item away from go mode here. Sorry, Demon is still missing Mega Grenade, so Demon is 2, RPG Chick is 1, but getting a hold of that Thunder Rock could make all the difference between our runners here. RPG Chick getting Jumbo Bombs from the second chest there, not what you want to see.
Sadly so. Now, if it was like early game and you haven't gotten the Mega Grenades, then yeah, it'd be pretty useful. You know? Yeah,
for sure, but... after coming here and got the Mega Grenades, it's at this point I'm interested to see what the call is, whether she's going to hit that switch and leave and go somewhere else, or if she's going to double down on Lava Dome. It looks like RPG Chick is doubling down on Lava Dome, so we will see a fully completed dome here, hoping that the Thunder Rock is hiding behind that big scary Wyvern. Meanwhile, Demon RHK getting ready to fight Ghidra. Ghidra being one of the only mini-bosses who hasn't been... made to have a chest spawn under him, now having that chest door locked until you defeat Ghidra. So on the second floor, if you were to try to go to where the meteor chest is originally, you won't be able to go into that section. It'll have a door that says that you must defeat Ghidra before you can proceed. So really making all the mini bosses required for these chest checks in the randomizer as opposed to how they are in vanilla.
Yeah, don't forget though, Ghidra is a pretty nasty one with the status effects.
Yeah, he can paralyze, confuse, offer petrification, outright kill you. Has a lot of nasty moves behind him, but both of our runners here being relatively kitted out in armor. I don't foresee Ben being status effect too badly. Phoebe is still susceptible to petrification though, so there is that worry in the back of our runner's mind. But we're on Form 3 for Ghidra here, so not looking like much more resistance is going to be held. And we'll see if Demon opts to take the tree ride for Goonkid to see what the trees spell out. The trees, fun fact, the trees are randomized as well. So whenever you generate a seed, the trees will not always say go on kid. They will say something different sometimes. I believe last night we had someone do Goonkid and said science. So Demon opting not to do Goon Kid, going straight for the chest, and RPG Chick gearing up for Wyvern here. About to see a major convergent point for our runners, whether or not they need to do Giant Tree or if they need to do Lava Dome here. Let's see how this plays out.
It seems like Wyvern is a very bulky one by rolling
got
his high HP.
Ooh, and Thunder Rock and Giant Tree.
Ouch.
Now, Demon still needs access to Mega Grenades, though, so both of our runners are one Go Mode item away. It's just a matter of who finds what first. Demon RHK opting to go build that bridge to Spencer's Cave, even though he doesn't have Mega Grenades yet. But banking on a chest potentially being there that he can check, probably the Mobius chest check.
Seems like the Wyvern is...
Go ahead.
It seems like the Wyvern's really getting ticked off.
Yeah, he's definitely an angry lizard tonight. And yes, as chat pointed out, he wouldn't even be able to check those chests, unfortunately, because you need Mega Grenades to get the Mobius chest anyways. And now I'm trying to remember where Mega Grenades came from. Was it Pazuzu's Tower? I believe it was Pazuzu's Tower. So Demon hasn't gone to Pazuzu's Tower yet. Looks like he's opting to go...
yeah.
knock out Wyvern first before doing P Tower. Let's see if that let's see how this plays out for him. RPG Chick still needs to queue in on going to Giant Tree, but she gets the charm from the Giant Wyvern. Unfortunate, but Demon opting. Looks like he's going to make a full sprint for Wyvern. Maybe double back once he gets Mega Grenades, but at that point he should have everything he needs, so I don't think that's gonna be the case.
But yeah, Mega Grenade is in Pazuzu's Tower. It's the first chest where the vanilla flare is.
Yep, up on floor 6, right next to the staircase. RPG Chick opting to go Dullahan. This is a fast check, chat. I don't expect this to take too long, especially with a level 18 Ben and in-game Phoebe here. So the big play is whether or not RPG Chick decides to go to Giant Tree afterwards. I don't think she has many other checks left available. I believe she did full clear Aquaria and has now full cleared Fireberg. So Giant Tree is basically make or break. Unless she decides to go to max ship beforehand, which is an option.
But
oh, never mind. It's not. She doesn't have Thunder Rock, so she can't get the max ship. She has to do Giant Tree.
Yeah.
But she will be getting life here, as chat pointed out. So this will definitely get her set up for the end of the game.
Set up for endgame?
Indeed. I imagine both of our runners are going to be very kitted out and ready to roll once we get to the end here. RPG Chick making use of those meteor hits, doing about 1700 a swing from Ben, and just going full offense here, hoping to get Dullahan down in this turn, and he is down. So that is life for RPG Chick. Let's see if she opts to go to Tree next. Demon making his way to the Wyvern. Unfortunately, the only thing that waits for him there is a charm necklace.
Why not let him be surprised by it?
Yep, RPG Chick also accidentally running into that ghost while going down. Again, attributing that to the movement speed here. Sometimes that can happen to you.
Yeah, pretty much. And that really becomes a problem for any runner because it makes them lose their time.
Just a little bit there. Now there is an option or silver lining available. The seed dupe glitch is still available in this game. It's minor and it doesn't impact gameplay, so any accidental bumps our runners could take as an opportunity to generate themselves an extra seed for their inventory before they decide to run.
Yep, I never really did that kind of thing, but I never really trusted it very much either, you know?
I always kind of make it like a little drinking game myself. I kind of keep tally. It's like, all right, how many accidental bumps have I made? How many seeds have I duped? So for every time I accidentally bump into an enemy while I'm running, my penalty, quote unquote, is just adding an extra seed to my inventory.
Here's a comment from Dragon Lord _ Carter. Apparently that goes in the troll spot.
Oh yeah, for sure. And speaking of trolls, these scorpions standing right in the way of the doorway, just being extra rude for RPG Check here. She says, get out of the way, just casting a white spell and just wiping her hand of the situation. Demon RHK wrapping up that chunky wyvern. Unfortunately, is only going to be picking up a charm necklace from here. RPG Check on the quick drop wall of death. Let's see if she decides to go right, and she does. Fun fact for our runners there is basically like a quote-unquote grabbable terrain there. So instead of having to go up and then let go of A and then re-grab, you could just keep A held down, go right onto quote-unquote nothing, and then slide right down to that next rail there, saving you some time.
And apparently RPG Chick actually decided to go the long way around instead of just shortcut.
Yep. Although enemy density, sometimes there can be slimes walled up there on the left-hand side, making that shortcut not so short. So, I'm interested to see where Demon's going to go next. Not a lot of plays available left.
Yeah. Plus, it's also interesting to see how the whole thing plays out.
Yep. If Demon goes Pazuzu's tower, we'll have a very tight race on our hands. I imagine there was only, like 2 or 3 encounters before RPG Chick got to the floor 6 chest. RPG Chick herself getting right up here on Ghidra. Now, she will need to drop down 2 or 3 floors and go through the mushroom maze, but that won't take much time at all. Both of our runners essentially neck and neck here. Still anybody's game. And just as a reminder for everybody, these are not the only 2 runners in our qualifier tonight. I do believe we had about 9 other runners tonight in qualifiers. Let me go ahead and double check those numbers real quick. We have about 8 runners tonight. So we're only restreaming 2 out of 8. So again, these aren't the only placements we'll go on, but as soon as our runners finish, I'll go ahead and give the rundown on everybody who has finished up and report those times.
Apparently, according in we have a chat person, but no Chiboto says this is much simpler than FF1 by the looks of it.
It is a bit simpler than FF1 Rando, just by the nature of the game itself. Mystic Quest Randomizer was Mystic Quest was originally. Oh, we are getting Goon Kid from RPG Check. Looks like we're getting the trees saying science again tonight.
Yep. Viewers, this is a treat for you guys.
But yeah, Mystic Quest is simpler by nature as opposed to Final Fantasy 1, since this was developed to be someone's first RPG experience, kind of ease them into that situation. That being said, the Randomizer has added a new layer of complexity to the game, and I think it really offers a unique challenge for anybody who might be familiar with the original game or just fond of it.
Pretty much.
And there's the giant axe from the flare chest. It looks like our mega grenades were on floor 4. Sorry, a tongue twister there. But RPG Chick getting Thunder Rock first. Demon still needs to make his way down one more set.
Yeah, I made that mistake already, so that's my fault. I mentioned.
Yeah, but RPG Chick on the way to blow up Spencer's cave and go on to the Dark King. Demon should not be too far behind, especially since he's at P Tower. One quick exit out and he's good. No, Chocobo text is still vanilla, even in the randomizer. And there's Mega Grenades. Demon also in go mode, dipping out and probably going to make a beeline for Spencer's Cave. There we go. Both of our runners basically neck and neck with each other. We got a race on our hands here tonight. Demon make a quick inventory check to make sure that he's geared out, deciding he wants to opt in and take that Mobius Crest check in the hopes of getting Gaia armor, but unfortunately only getting fire. We'll see if RPG Chick decides to take the ship chest. in hopes of getting Gaia armor, or decides to say, forget it, I'm just going to keep going. At this point, the only immunity that the Gaia armor would give versus the noble armor is water and sleep resistance.
Yep.
And some rude enemies here tonight on Mac's ship with the randomized locations, just a conga line in these hallways.
It sounds like they want to play, they want to do the conga dance.
Yep. And definitely Lava Dome was the gamble again tonight. I don't believe there were any go mode items in Lava Dome. Maybe one. I'm trying to remember now. Kevin, do you remember if there were any go mode items in Lava Dome? I don't think there were.
No.
Yep. So our runners could have skipped Lava Dome, and just like RPG Chick is skipping Mac's chest here, deciding to save the seconds and saying, I'm going straight to Doom Tower, chest be darned. Let's see if Demon decides to pick up that red chest there. Demon does opt for the chest, and it is Gaia armor. So Demon will have slightly higher defense than RPG Chick going into the end game here, although I don't think he picked up the Cupid Locket.
No, he did not.
So very slight resistance here. Let's see. How does RPG Chick decide to take out Rex here? Is she gonna use life, exit, or hope for a petrification scratch?
My bet is that she'll probably do exit.
And it looks like she is queued up to use exit here. Got some chunky ninjas, though, putting Ben to sleep there and killing him, making the exit not go through. Personally, I myself like to go with life from Phoebe. Using life from one of your partners will instant KO Skullers Rex no matter how much HP he has, versus waiting for Ben for that slower exit cast. Looks like Demon RHK picked up Arrow from that last chest in the bottom right there, trying to be extra thorough, make sure he's fully geared for the final fight. But RPG Chick has defeated the giant skeleton and is moving on to the next phase. And let's see how Demon decides to take out Skullers Rex here.
Well, do it.
And Demon opting for life strats here. Let's see if that pays off for him. And a miss from Phoebe. I did not know that was possible.
And it missed. As to what it said, life can miss sometimes. And that is true.
Not on the second time, though. That skeleton's going down, and Ben's going to go ahead and make short work of these ninjas here. And a quick kill from Demon as well. Neither one getting as clean as the fight as they wanted from Skullers Rex, but nothing too serious either. Let's see if we got chunky dogs tonight. I know we have fat ninjas, but nope, we got skinny dogs tonight. So when I'm referring to our enemies' waistlines here, chat, all of our enemies' stats have been randomized. They have a base stat of 75% of what they are in vanilla with a spread of 50. So our enemies could be as weak as 25% as they are in vanilla, all the way up to as bulky as 125% as they are in vanilla. So whenever I'm referring to their waistlines here, I'm not being rude. I'm just stating a fact of their HP values.
That is true. And we got Forsaken Sensing. Guess that is just the story of life.
Mm-hmm. RPG Chick making short work. Go ahead.
But then that is true. Sometimes it could be a story of life.
Mm-hmm. Now, unable to use life on the stone golem here, RPG Chick is queued up. Exit and having some skinny dogs here. It does miss, though. That is a rare opportunity, but Exit can also miss as well. So neither of the quick kills are ever guaranteed, but round 2, say goodbye to Stone Golem.
Mm-hmm. And to let you guys know this, like usual, the third and fourth ones have no... Exit has no effect on them at all.
Correct. So from here on, it is full-on fights, including Dark King. There is no cure glitch that has been disabled in this randomizer. So our runners will have to fight the Dark King easy, fair and square. And Demon getting that first turn exit off. Getting a question from the chat, is it even Mystic Quest if you can't kill the Dark King? Sure it is. Just because you can't OTK the Dark King doesn't mean you can't listen to this bopping soundtrack and enjoy this beautiful sprite work.
To answer your question, for a second, it is exactly in the order.
Yep, so these are essentially our refights, much like the Fiends here. So they are recolored, but they are the exact same bosses that were in the original locations, just with a little bit more HP. So we're about to see a second Big Bird here from RPG Chick, finishing off her Wyvern fight. Ooh, and accidentally running into that double Cerberus. Let's see if she just runs away, and she does.
And not to mention, at the end of the boss fight, RPG Chick's main character was KO'd.
Yeah, so while some of these enemies can roll low HP, they can still pack their same punch as always, so they are always potent, and you do have to respect those enemies in that sense, especially with some of these ninjas and Cerberus fights. Skills are not shuffled, so all enemy skills are originally just same as vanilla. Same with our main characters here. All of their skill sets, all of their spells, all of their equipment are all just like they are in vanilla.
Just a bit more powered.
Yeah, a little beefed up here. And it just relentless fights here from RPG Chick's side, making her way through the Wind Crystal refight section. Just nothing but enemies in the... However, silver lining to this is she's now level 22, so HP won't be a fear factor when going in to fight the Dark King. Demon a little bit behind her in terms of level, only at level 20. I imagine he'll only be about one level behind her going into the final fight. And here we go, Stupid Sexy Bird round 2, Electric Boogaloo here, now with some dance partners at the beginning. Let's see how fat this bird's rolled, if he's going to be as thin as the original or if he's going to be extra chunky. And still in phase 1, so a little chunkier than his vanilla counterpart here. Still no phase transition. This bird is definitely got some meat on its bones. That's for sure. So chat,
hey,
we might get a little longer French bird action here. Get your art books ready. We're about to start drawing.
Yeah, and now we got our first transition.
Yep, so that means we'll probably see some side shields up here. Our runners still have to be conscious of that once that big bird puts up that side shield. And here we go, French bird time, get to drawing. But now our runners will have to kind of slow down just a hair here and make sure that they don't cast any spells. Because with that side shield up, all damage done will be reflected onto them, and no one wants to get hit in the face with 2k damage. Side shield now down. RPG Chick is free to let loose on that magic, although she'll have to wait a turn. Getting lucky on these Doom Dances, none of them connecting. Let's hope the good luck keeps up here. And Demon getting ready to fight the stupid bird himself.
Now we have fried chicken.
Yep, say goodbye to the big bird. He's done and done like dinner. Demon starting his own big bird fight over there, and RPG Chick on her way to fight the Dark King. Still anybody's race though. Demon not too far behind. If RPG Chick runs into a little bit of bad luck here on King, this will be back to neck and neck. Although I wish our runners the best of luck tonight. Ooh, Demon taking a death on on Zuh here. Got some bad luck on the rolls with a Doom Dance and a crit.
I will say this, and I never made this comment before. That had to have been the most glorious big bird demise on Demon's side of the family.
Yeah, definitely something you don't want to see, especially when you're this close. But then again, our runners don't know how close they are to each other. So,
yeah.
RPG Chick starting up the Dark King fight, and we'll go ahead and give just a slight moment of silence here to enjoy this rockin' music. Alrighty, in 2 phases, already down. Looks like Dark King's not extra thick. However, each phase does roll independent HP values, so phase 3 and 4 could be extra healthy. Hopefully nothing bad comes from it, and RPG Chick's Armored putting in some good work there. That silver web there can poison and confuse our runners. Ooh, already in phase 4, this could be a quick Dark King. RPG Chick getting a petrification off on Phoebe. That's not what you want to see. But with heal and life in the arsenal, not much to worry about. Just some flare damage there. Phoebe will shrug that right off. Going back into the fray, dealing some damage there. Demon making his way through the thick bird.
Apparently, in chat, Mojo said, Paper King so far.
Yep, and this has definitely been a case of Paper King so far. So when we refer to an enemy as Paper Chat, we're talking about rolling low HP values, although just because he's made of paper doesn't mean that you can't get paper cut from that. He still deals the same damage he would normally do, and he's hitting extra hard. Looks like phase 4 here being a little healthier than the rest. Ooh, and a nasty confusion here on Phoebe. Let's hope that Ben can get her up beforehand. It looks like that he just barely outspeeds Dark King here, taking a flare to the face, but fire resistance makes that not a big deal.
Now we have Demon actually heading towards Dark King himself.
And this is where level 22 is coming in clutch here. Those baby spiders, anything lower than level 19 will one-hit turn and kill you. And then it's time for RPG Chick. GG's to RPG Chick. And it looks like we are missing out on some of Demon's audio, but nonetheless, he is getting ready for his fight with with the Dark King.
And RPG Chick finished with a time of 1 hour, 4 minutes, and 23 seconds.
Definitely a respectable time. As soon as Demon finishes here, I'll go ahead and pull up the other runners that have finished, and we'll see if we can get RPG Chick in here for an interview. And I know we're sitting here in silence chat, but Demon is already on phase 2. Again, we're dealing with the Paper King, but just because he's made of paper doesn't mean that he won't cut you. And the damage that he deals out and some of the status ailment rolls that you could get make the Dark King a nasty fight, since you can't one-turn kill him.
And straight to the second transition.
Yep, Demon on phase 3 here, getting that silver web, but he doesn't have the Cupid's locket, so he's not immune to confusion here. Let's hope Ben doesn't do anything stupid and scratch Phoebe or anybody else. Ooh, and a white on the party. That hurts. And a mega white from the Dark King. Phoebe barely alive here. Let's see what Demon opts to do. Opts to pick up Ben. Let's hope that plays out for him.
And it works. Ouch! Laser.
And it looks like we have the RPG Chick available up for a run. GG's on the completion, RPG Chick.
GG.
Thank you. That was the thing.
You guys were neck and neck. Demon is not too far behind you on the Dark King himself. How'd you feel about your routing tonight?
Oh, it was terrible. I had that nice lead from Pazuzu's tower, and then I crittered it away.
I mean, and that's the hazard you run, though, with the world basically being open to you. It's almost like you're limited by all that freedom. You want to walk us through just kind of your mindset on some of those checks you made tonight?
I mean, the biggest thing is that once I had the mega grenades, I'm like, oh, okay, now I should go back to to Fireberg and check Ruben's dad and check Lava Dome, and yeah, that didn't work very well.
Yeah, it's like Go Mode was locked behind one of the two locations the community seems to hate the most, this time being in the tree. I don't think anybody personally likes going through Giant Tree, but I do appreciate you giving us some Goon Kid there and seeing what the tree spelled out. Looks like they spelled out science tonight. So
Yeah, I figured once I was as behind as I was like, okay, let's just do this.
fair enough. Well, I still think you did great. You made great time, had great execution on all your checks there. I mean, everything you did was by the book logic wise. I think personally, if I was running that seed and I had Mega Grenades in Fireberg, I'd have checked Lava Dome myself. Unfortunately, Lava Dome being the most hated place, I think everybody had no checks for you tonight. But you did make short work of it, having Phoebe 2 available. How did you feel overall? Prep wise going into Doom Tower, everything kind of good there?
Oh yeah, I mean, I used to run any percent, so going in at the level I went in at was yeah.
Awesome. And yeah, no, it's been interesting explaining to some people coming in and joining us here. What's it been like from your perspective as someone who's run any percent before and now coming into the randomizer with the changes that Wild Ham's made? Like, how do you feel about that? Do you like some better than? Oh, and we just have a GG on Demon. Sorry about that interruption there. GG's, both of our runners doing a phenomenal show tonight. But again, back to you, RPG Chick, while I get Demon in here. How do you feel coming from an any percent vanilla category to the randomizer?
Well, I also did Hundo towards the end of my Mystic Quest running life, because it was a lot gentler, even though it was a little bit longer. So at least I knew where all the red chests were. It's learning if if y'all change the seeds for the bracket rounds to include brown chests. That was fun to learn because I definitely
GG, Demon.
remember half of that.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. And thanks for joining us as well, Demon. Both of you did a great job tonight. And yeah, having that valuable knowledge from the 100% is definitely going to come in clutch with these seeds. I believe I spoke with Chan again. We are keeping the vanilla locations throughout the brackets as well. I don't think we're mixing up the round boxes. So these are the exact same settings we'll be running in bracket, and all four of us will be participating in bracket tournament. This is the last night of the qualifier. Real quick, Demon, I want to pick your brain. How do you feel, man? That was a great run from both of you. Just 4-minute difference. How'd you feel about your checks?
I had a couple of mind hole issues, like trying to go to the ship before I knocked it off the ledge, and making the make or break. I've made my hatred of Pazuzu's Tower very well known, that I hate Pazuzu's Tower with a passion, to the fact where I will go to Lava Dome for one check before I go to Pazuzu's Tower.
Almost like a public PSA. I believe there's a few others in the community who would echo those sentiments. I did want to let you guys know everybody's times tonight, though, and especially for chat. In first place, we have Caleb with a 1 hour, 1 minute, 28 second completion time. Sir Linkalot in second, 1 hour, 2 minutes, 20 seconds. The RPG Chick, you finished third with your 1 hour, 4 minute, 23 second completion. Wild Ham was right behind you with 106.16. Demon, you were in fifth tonight with 108.17. Freddy finished in sixth with 111.10, and X10 finished with 118.08. We do still have one runner still out there working on their run, but I imagine they won't be done. I imagine they'll be done here soon. So since I have you both here, how have you guys felt about qualifiers so far? You both have a few under your belt now, and both of you coming from different backgrounds. RPG Chick, you mentioning you ran both any percent and 100%. Demon, are you familiar with either of the vanilla speed runs?
No, so far I'm strictly pretty much a randomizer player.
Okay, so this will be a good question for you. So how do you guys feel about this randomizer so far? It's still in its infancy. What are some of the things you like, some of the things you don't like about it so far?
I like that it's not Epicenter unfinishable seeds. I mean, Wild Ham really did something amazing with this, making it open world the way that he did, and I love it to death. I think it's great.
Yeah, definitely. And we've had one reported dead seed and he got that update out like next day. Like I woke up at like 8 and he's like, done, it's been patched. So the man's been putting in work into this randomizer. It's definitely a passion project, and he's putting in a lot of love. I think he loves it so much he's been participating in this tournament with us. Just, you know, definitely shows his labor of love. Demon, what would you say you really like about this randomizer, and if there's anything you don't like about it so far?
I wouldn't say that there's anything that I don't like about it. It is still a young randomizer, and it's just been a pleasure watching it grow and watching it, you know, even in its infancy here, you know, slowly get better and more random, which is, you know, always the goal here. I just love that it takes a game, and I've echoed this sentiment before. It takes a game that is so linear and somehow makes it with a million routing choices that you can hit. Like tonight we had a bunch of routing choices. You know, it was like, okay, which coin we got? River, cool. Firebird, okay, everything's open. Have a nice time. And there you are.
Yeah, no, we were mentioning that earlier. The world was definitely y'all's oyster tonight. Basically, as soon as you got Gemini Crest, it's like, okay, now you could go anywhere. And then Mobius Crest and Suncoin were right behind that. So you really had all the options available. So I think we have time for about one or two more questions here. I did want to pick your guys' brain. Out of all the starting weapons, which one would you guys say is your favorite to get, seeing off the bat?
Bombs. They are the nicest to clear out the enemy fields faster.
What about you, Demon?
I would actually probably say Axe, just because of how challenging it makes the open, because it doesn't by itself really open any of your major checks, and it really just puts you into like a heavy and how well can you route mode.
Fair enough. I am personally of camp bomb myself. I've like as the more I could get done early game, like clearing out Bone Dungeon and being able to check any of the blastable doors in Fireburg and Aquaria, the happier camper I am, and it definitely helps that bombs can't miss at all. That's personally my thought process behind it. And so I will say, do you guys expect, with the routing that we've done so far, and I think everybody, I don't think I've seen anybody finish qualifier with any other partner, do y'all expect any major plays in the tournament for anybody just going ham and not picking up Phoebe 2?
I mean, it's doable, but it's slower, so probably not.
Yeah, it's basically like, I don't foresee anybody doing that unless they have like a 20-minute go mode, like some true RNG where they don't even touch Aquaria. What about you, Demon? What are your predictions for that?
I would probably say, I'm probably going to say not in this flag set, just because of the scaling. It's so wide that if you take like a Kaylee 2, who is going to give you no offensive capabilities on Dark King, and he rolls up to 125 each phase, you're going to have like a 25-minute Dark King fight.
Yeah, and speed is the name of the game for this tournament, and especially like you said, with how kind of wide open this has been. Besides that one that we don't talk about from last week, I don't foresee any reason for anybody not to go pick up Phoebe 2 and really bring that DPS to the table. So one final question from you guys, and this is purely an opinion piece. I want to get y'all's takes on this. What's your favorite check and your least favorite check in this randomizer so far? And we'll start with you, Demon.
Least favorite, easily, by far, Vanilla Skycoin. Definitely and by far my least favorite check. My favorite check, I think, has actually become Kaylee 2, because I found that not a lot of people like going for Kaylee 2 early, and I love if I can knock out, like, especially if I'm trying to do something like dump Phoebe to go get Phoebe 2. Kaylee's elixir check is one of my favorite ones.
Fair enough. What about you, RPG Check?
Least favorite, without a doubt, always the tree. No matter what, that tree has traumatized me since I was a speedrunner of this game. But favorite, I don't know. I'm not terribly picky about other stuff. I guess I hate plunging into longer dungeons, so Lava Dome is kind of a pain in the butt to go into, to go all the way to Twin Head. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, guys, I want to say again, GG's to the both of you. You both had fantastic runs. Again, only 4 minutes difference between the two of you. Some good routing choices tonight. As as harsh as you might be on yourself, you did both have a phenomenal showing, and I wish you both best of luck in the tournament moving on next month. So with that, I think we are going to call it a night, and we'll give Speed Gaming back their channels. If anybody in the chat would like to follow these two, it's the RPG Chick and Demon RHK on Twitch. Be sure to give them a follow, and be sure to give my partner here, Kevin McLeod, a follow as well. I believe it's Captain Nerd 2 on Twitch. Is that right, Kevin?
Yeah, it is.
Awesome. Well, thanks again to Speed Gaming for hosting us tonight, and thank you again, chat, for showing up. I want to say GG's again to all of our runners who participated in the qualifier, and I look forward to facing you all in the tournament. You'll have a great night.
See ya.